Welcome back. At the end of the previous part, we pressed on juror number 4 here and learnt that potentially, that Shamspear is a common thief of gas, which is at odds with juror number 1's statement here, where the victim may not have been well off, but he's a noble man and straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man. Now there is, because we know about the gas situation. So I feel like we should press him here and see if we can pit juror number 1 against juror number 4. So let's press.
Hold it!
Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars? I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example. Absolutely not. Mr. Natsumi is no liar. Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man's tea. When you take the gasman's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer. Oh, well, that's alarmingly logical. Let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury would do the same, isn't that right? Well, yes, perhaps. Though I don't see it happening. Eh? What's that? Elderly gent on the end here, you know? You have to speak up. Look, I really don't care about all this nonsense, I just need this trial to be over. How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury, then? Alright, sir. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said. Yeah, got you now, mate. Alright, so let's pitch you. So, alright. You can show me that the victim's a liar. I'll reconsider my position. Right, so let's pit you against you.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious. To whose statements do you refer, counsel? Juror number 1. Eh? What are you yelling about, lad? I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement, made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas. Well, yes. The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man, in fact, turns out to be a common thief. So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much. It's true. We don't have any evidence as such. Just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know. What? You heard me. Seeing as his operation has already been compromised, I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there. I'll do whatever you say, milady. Gasman's honour. Righto. Juror number 1. You say you're a man of your word. Sure. If I could show that Mr. Shamspear was a liar, you assured me that you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt. Yes, I did say that. As a man of honor, I hold to it, as I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will. Me? Oh, well, yes. Now that we've found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying. So if this means you'll recap a few points, that would suit me down to the ground. Oh no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial over and done with. In that case, I shall change my leaning. So, Mr. William Shamspear, if that is your real name, we of the jury demand to know exactly what kind of a man you really are. That's 4 jurors. 4 for not guilty. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Victory. Oh, yes, it was a good victory, I don't know, yes. Oda, oda! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord, and order the trial to continue. I need to get some shopping done. What are you going to do with it? Oh! Bloody hell. You have spoilt the bouquet, Mr. Shamspeare. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. So God mend me, I do swear. This gasman speaketh that which concerns him most, naught but gas, naught but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul. Oi, what'd you say? Do I take it, Mr. Shamspeare, that you denied the allegations of gas thievery? Most heartily, my lord. Hast thou forgot? I am as a seraph, an angel, noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart. Oh, you flower-mouthed, pompous beanpole, just because I haven't got the evidence yet. Mr. Shamspeare, if in fact you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom. It is my considered opinion that at the present time no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendant. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case. Oh no. However, in the light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue this point further.
Objection!
I assure you, my lord, that would be a waste of time, the court's time. The gas and this case are unrelated. Juror number 4. Yes? Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man has been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him? That's right, we do. Don't we, worker? Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gasman's honor. Very well, then. You will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shamspeare, has been stealing gas. Yes, my lord. It'll be my pleasure. If I may, my lord. Go ahead, madam. This worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. And therefore I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind. Well, oh yes, wait, it's on it. Yeah. Very well. As an exception, I shall honor your request. Thank you, my lord. You wait till the boss gives you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting, you mark my words. So it's like the queen and all the workers, you know. So you'll both testify before the court on the subject of the illegal consumption of the Altamont Gas Company's fuel. Yes. Is that clear, my good man? Clear as Altamont Gas, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world. Uh-huh. So there's something more going on there. I mean, clearly, but you know. Do you think the gas has gone to his head, Miss Susato? I I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruhodo. He's a busy, busy bee. Alright, witness testimony. The Altamont Gas Company's investigation. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Yep, I am. Altamont gas meters accept threepenny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. It was locked though, wasn't it? The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key. Somehow, he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is? Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed chalice. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zykes? Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court. And yet now we must listen to this abhorrence? Clearly, what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance. But this could turn out to be the crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. Do what you will. Lord Van Zykes appears to be in a violent mood. Yeah, just killed a man. Yes, he does. An attempted poisoning and an incidence of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance. But I wonder, truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. Yeah, there's so many things going on with the gas. It's important. I mean, like we still got with Natsumi when he went to bed, like the gas stove turned off. Which means there was no supply of gas. How? Why? And the first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. Alright then. The Altamont Gas Company's investigation. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collecting agent. Altamont gas meters accept threepenny bits, each coin. No, I'm going through it again and my mind's just very much like, no, you're meant to press on it, you idiot. Press on that, press on that.
Hold it!
Ah, just bang the microphone. So, does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters? I do. I have to try to catch people when they're in. Then I ask permission to come inside and do my business. Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsumi's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shamspeare's? Well now, interesting you should bring that up, because I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me, it really is. Knowing Mr. Natsumi, he probably spends all his gas money on books. And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman. Not much to say, really, but as you wish. Altamont gas meters accept threepenny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. I think the 2 hours is significant here.
Hold it!
I'm not sure where. So all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes. So if a threepence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night. A bit more than that, usually. If they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is. Thinking about it, Soseki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Ah, yes. I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsumi's room, actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins. I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues for the most part. Because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room didn't have a single coin in it.
Hold it!
Out of interest, how long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks! He's been pinching gas of her for ages! And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room, I take it? Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume? No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock. The Shamspeare Special. That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of threepenny pieces. But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty. I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found it bare. You what? I said. You what? And the look on his face, those smarmy smarties. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being jimmied open anywhere. Not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what. A life-threatening situation. In a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing became of it. I've still got it. Oh. Right here. Okay. No wonder they call you Meter Man. I think it would be prudent for the court to have sequestered this item while the trial is going on. The gas meter has been entered into the court record. A meter that dispenses gas for a set time after a coin is inserted. Sports a very strong lock, developed especially with Mr. Shamspeare in mind. Definitely. Although at first glance, doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter. Oof. I want to look at this meter. I want to look at it. Yeah. Let me look at it. Look at this meter. Where is it? Okay, so let's examine. What have we got going on here? Well, there's that hole there. What's this green? What's the green seal? That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? And the money box is sealed with beeswax too. So if Mr. Shlomes were to get up to any mischief, it'd have been found out immediately. Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Shlomes would... You know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you? Well, anyway, it's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? If he's a thief, then, you know. Oh, what's this? Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here, there's a little hole, do you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamspeare? Possibly. Seems the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it. How do you miss it? When you're suspicious of him, you'd notice it. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through there. That's true. But even so, it seems more than a little suspicious. The details of the gas meter have been updated in the court record. Tiny hole at its base. Righto. Okay. Feel like we found out the important bit there. So, the meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the coin collection agent has the only key. Whoa, straight off, I'm like, hold on. Present.
Objection!
Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say... That this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What? Get away! I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Oh? What? You're right. You're quite right. There is a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspeare secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised, but why? Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that. Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter's design. What sort of details? What I'd specifically like to know is... how it differentiates coins. Yeah, I feel that's the significant thing, yeah. Because maybe he's sticking something up through the hole to make it think a coin's appeared. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a threepenny bit? Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. I see. It's clearly been very well thought out. The witness will amend her former testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. The meter is designed for coins the exact diameter and thickness of a threepenny bit, nothing else will fit. Hold on! I expected to see a red dot there, but... Oh! Look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side, about 2 centimeters across. Or 3/4 of an inch. Do you think? We did find this soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window. So we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yeah, where did the medallion go? Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? Let's bring this up. I feel like that's worth bringing up on this one. So, present bar of soap. Nope, hold on.
Objection!
Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. So, is he using the soap as a wax mold, is what I'm thinking, and it's wax. And he needs it to be cold in order for it to work, because at room temperature it melts, which is why it's disappeared now, because it's melted and just gone somewhere. That's what I'm thinking. Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shamspeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a threepenny bit. What was it? The item in question is this. What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap. It certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say. It looks like I'm going to have to point out exactly what I mean here. Just turn it over. What's so important about the soap is this part here. Got it! Got it! You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah! Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right. A depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit. Get away! Does anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it? Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery. No problem. I have here a threepenny bit. Now to see if it fits. Dun dun dun. My word. It couldn't be more snug. Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. Oh dear. So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas? Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit. I must concur, at least, that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape. And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour it into the mold. You could make fake coins in no time. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamspeare has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. All this proves is that he's stealing gas so far. We've still got so much further to go. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter, unless he melted them and they went through the hole. Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of such black magic that could make them disappear. I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There is one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes. Exactly. And the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. If that is your assertion, counsel, the defense will identify these remnants with the court at once. But the hole? Where on the meter can the remnants of the method used to make the fake coins disappear be seen? There. No, I don't want that. But we know about the hole, It's not what I know about the hole! I meant to present it! No! Hard to see unless you look closely. Yeah, it's like, we know where the money ends up. Yep. Yeah, you couldn't get a coin through there unless it was made of wax. Then you could melt the bottom. You could just put some heat source at the bottom, it would melt the wax, it would slip through.
Got it!
We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window. Outside? Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap. Ah, I get it. That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Oh, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that would explain the puddle. I was thinking he was just using wax and he just melted the wax. Like, yeah, if it's ice, that just takes it a step further. It would melt itself, wouldn't it? Did you say ice? Also, why was it red? I think this is why I went with the wax, because it was red. It was a red, like, coin shape there previously. That's why my mind went to wax. So why was it red? So did you say ice? Mr. Shamspeare has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. And then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning back into water, and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont Gas. Just like that. So simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water. That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless? I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence. Sorry? I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Yep. Very well, Lady Altamont. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it. What? Mr. Naruhodo, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support that theory? I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. I think I know what it is. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shamspeare has been stealing gas is something we will find out in the next part. It's going to be the picture, the puddle of water. We'll see you in the next part. Ta-da for now.